Leader of the Gulf Coast wine scene, an award-winning food entrepreneur.
I know a lot of you wonder what to do with your moon pies. Well, I've got some wine suggestions for you. Lemon moon pies, Sauvignon Blanc, Chenin Blanc, or Pinot Grigio.
Stuart Rev Donald, acclaimed food and travel writer and world-class chef.
I was the chef de casserole. I made the casseroles in the frozen food department.
For more than a decade, they've combined their expertise to answer your questions and introduce you to the culinary movers and shakers you want or ought to know. 4-time Taste Award finalists, 12-time Nappy Award losers. They are the dynamic duo of dining. Keep screaming for more. Mike and Stu on Evan Talk 165.
Hey, that's us. Welcome to the thawed out version of Sip and Chew with Mike and Stu. We're just sitting here chilling.
Not anymore.
I know it's actually pretty nice today, but yes, welcome to Sip and Chew with Mike and Stu. The last show of January.
Yep.
So
Ever
of 2025.
Right.
In January.
Yep.
So we'll be in a whole different month. The short month next month.
The love month.
The love month. Yeah.
The short bus of months.
And may I just suggest, if guys,
Fellers.
if you have not got a reservation yet for Valentine's Day, you better get on it.
You better. Like we always say, if the only reason you take your lady to Applebee's on Valentine's Day is because it's her favorite restaurant.
Yeah.
So ladies, if your fella takes you to Applebee's on Valentine's Day, you need another fella.
Yeah, that's right.
Fella, if your lady's favorite restaurant is Applebee's, you need another lady.
And there are no Applebee's here, so
Not anymore, and there's that reason why.
Well, years ago when I worked there, it was evident they were trying to cut out all customer interaction.
Really?
That their goal was to one day have nothing but a drive-through, and that's what they are now.
Oh, wow.
Applebee's Express.
they got one. I have one in
That
Foley.
$2.13 an hour they had to pay their servers was just too much money.
Yeah,
That's another $2.13 an hour they could keep in their pocket.
They had one in they still have one in Foley, but I went to the one here in Mobile at one time, last time I ever been in, and they were doing karaoke.
No what?
Karaoke
Nope.
while people were trying to eat.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that's last time.
If you serve food, you should not do karaoke. Because there are people who just want to eat dinner and they don't want to hear. For what I understand, karaoke is the Japanese word for tone deaf secretary who's had too much to drink.
And I don't like I don't like that. I don't like listening to music when I go to Waffle House, and somebody always gets up
Never
playing
fails.
the music at the Waffle House.
Never fails.
I do want to hear it there. I used to be the guy that would read the crowd and pick out what song I thought would irritate them the most and play it 10 times in a row.
And 3 or
As
more.
I'm leaving.
As you're leaving. Yeah.
Yeah. But I
did that.
have been told by Waffle House waitresses that when someone does that, they just unplug the machine.
Yeah, or they got a button they can bump it. I did that one time at an establishment, and I played Andre Bocelli.
Oh.
Like 4 or 5 songs of Andre
See,
Bocelli.
that's my argument. Now, if you're going to have, like in Applebee's, which was my daughter's favorite restaurant when I first started, they were good. And we had to go there every year for her birthday. That was her request. We say what we want to about education, but we won't. She's my daughter. So what does that reflect on me? Regardless, what people, like the karaoke thing with music in the background, you go to a fine dining restaurant, you got nice light music going on in the background. What's the argument difference there? Is what they say. And I'm like, there's a big difference. I don't want to hear somebody murdering, Boston or Journey or something in the background screaming.
Because karaoke's not music. Those are not musicians.
Right.
Those are average, everyday people. Nashville, I have said this before, karaoke was a blood sport. You did not get up there if you were not good enough to lead a band.
Right.
Because they would take the mic away.
I love the
If you
guy.
sang like an average person, you were kicked off.
I love the video of the guy doing Tequila, the song. I don't know if you've seen it. He just stands there, and then when it's time to sing, he just tequila. And then,
I was gonna say Mike will go.
Hilarious.
Mike and I'll go to karaoke one night. We'll request Music Box Dancer. Just sit there and listen to the guy play the piano.
Fire.
Theme of
Yeah.
Star Wars.
there are some good people. There are some really good karaoke people, but it ain't me, so I won't be doing it,
Yeah.
and I won't be participating.
Let's go say Phil, or the producer,
Oh, worse than just normal people, don't let your kids get on the microphone at a restaurant.
Oh my
Unless
God.
your child
Unless they can sing.
is a prodigy.
But everybody's
But
kids.
if they sing like a normal 5-year-old, you owe me dinner.
I miss Pizza Hut. I miss Pizza Hut in that regard. When the kids, come screaming and
Oh,
everybody's
Pizza Inn, or not Pizza Inn. What was the one? Shakey's.
Shakey's Pizza. Yeah.
That used to be down there at airport.
Mhm.
God, we love Shakey. The best part, the bubbles on the
Yeah.
pizza. They'd be showing the old silent films.
Mm-hmm.
They'd have Dixieland bands on Friday and Saturday night.
Very cool.
Yeah, Shakey's was killer.
I used to, well, they have at Bob's downtown, they have Dixieland on Saturdays.
There
They
you
had the
go.
guys out front playing the banjo and stand-up bass and horns, and but having a kid at that age of going to what's the one with the bear and the animals?
Oh, yeah.
Chuck E.
Chuck
Yeah,
E.
Chuck E.
Cheese.
Cheese.
There's a reason they serve alcohol, because it will drive you up the wall.
Yeah.
That's part of it,
Yeah, a friend of mine.
There for you.
Birthdays
For the
at-
kids.
Birthdays at McDonald's in the I was coming down the sliding board with Brandon, and my leg caught a bar and it flipped us around and fell off the sliding board.
The big thing I've noticed for birthdays now is a Mexican restaurant.
All the time.
Free chips and salsa.
And whipped cream on your face.
I had a friend that the last time one of his kids requested Chuck E. Cheese for their birthday
Mhm.
was the last time any of them got that as an option. He said it was the one right down here on downtown. He said half the kids in there, Mama had just dropped them off while she went to work.
Ooh,
Probably.
They had no money. They're just going from family to family, begging them for money, food,
wow.
tickets.
The
Yeah.
new panhandling, huh?
Yeah.
Interesting. Free pizza, free tickets for your.
When I used to do cooking demos at Sam's, there were little kids, and I'm talking 7, 8 years old, that Mama just dropped them off there and said, I got to go to work. Just hang out at Sam's. You get hungry, go get a free sample.
Mm-mm-mm.
Wow.
Tim Wilson, comedian Tim Wilson, who's deceased now.
Yeah.
God rest. Funny guy. He had a song called Chuck E. Cheese Hell, and it was about a bouncer at Chuck E.
I
Cheese
remember that.
who done 2 tours of duty in Vietnam. But talking about it wasn't near as bad as Chuck E. Cheese Hell. That's hilarious. That's hilarious. But yeah, yeah, karaoke. No. Not at at an all night bar, at a bar, fine, but not at a restaurant. Not at a restaurant.
Yep.
But anywho,
I was
Great
thinking
week.
about that actually.
Love the snow.
yeah,
Oh, 251-343-0106.
No,
we're not.
We're not there yet.
Oh.
Tim Wilson trying to figure it out.
Oh,
Training from overseas. I'm the bouncer at the Chuck E. Cheese. I'd rather do a year in jail than another afternoon in Chuck E. Cheese hell. Chuck E. Cheese hell.
That's hilarious.
You can find that pretty much on YouTube.
Oh yeah. Yeah, he was a funny guy. Loved his raspy humor, and he was good. But hey, did you build any snowmen?
No.
Did you make some snow cones out of the snow? Did you
I
make
make snow ice
cream?
cream.
Okay.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people did
I
that.
still got some in the freezer. A good bit of it.
Okay.
Like probably the next 6 or 7 ice cream carries I've got covered.
Did you
Snow ice
bucket it up and then label it, whatever the date was? I saw some of my neighbors go out and they scooped it into in a bucket and they were labeling it and they said they want to keep it. That's
Okay.
first stuff.
Okay.
I'm just thinking, I can't count.
I
my
can
neighbors.
tell you for the last time it snowed like this, I was in like first grade,
Mhm.
Mhm.
and we saved snowballs and
Yeah.
put them in the deep freeze to use in the summer. They were just big ice cubes
Yeah.
by summer.
Yeah.
251-343-0106.
I already did that.
You can get anything you want. House's restaurant. Walk right in, it's round the back. Just a half a mile from the railroad track.
There's a bit, and I don't know if you guys are Bill Cosby. There were a couple of albums. They were all slush ball with a weird hair. And that was the whole bit was, you know, the Bill Cosby went out, weird hair, whole hair, and hit him in the head with a slush ball. So his vengeance was to, you know, do just that. He said, I went outside, I got it wet, I got it hard, man, I put it in the refrigerator, and he went through the whole story, builds it up, and he says, so on summer, then I made weird hair with my friends. He was the best friend I ever had. And I went into the refrigerator, opened up the freezer, and saw him through my story. So he couldn't get his revenge. It was a good bit.
Brandy Carlisle sings about putting rocks and snowballs.
Oh, yeah. We used to do that. Big ones. Man, we'd be like this, and then, you know, we wondered why they hurt so bad. I mean, we just helped each other, man. But this is the same group of kids you probably don't have down here with stickers. They draw these long stems, and they're just, these sort of buds on them are like quarter inch. They're just, and they sharp. They grow up in a big old bud. You fill it and throw it over each other.
Well, I hate those maple trees, and they drop those little spiky balls.
Those aren't maple trees.
Huh?
Those aren't maple trees. Those are sweet gum.
Sweet gum, that's right.
Yeah. The leaf looks like a smaller maple.
Yeah.
Getting more
But,
now.
oh,
I got a cool picture here. One in a million that I took out.
Every point in between.
I thought
Whatever
it
drives
was
you,
kind of cool,
there's an electric
so to
vehicle
speak.
that requires less maintenance
So,
and travels up to 300 miles on one charge. Learn more at driveelectricalabama.com.
nobody had written, you know, drove over yet.
And this station,
Oh,
Metal
that is cool.
Randy Burke invited you to join.
And that's how much snow, you know, Bill bought it. It was a nice, wet, light snow. I really liked it.
I know I was finding pine cones under the snow. He was sniffing them out.
Yeah.
Never played with them before, and then all of a sudden he finds them. You don't see them in the yard when it's not snow, but then you dig them up.
It was under the snow.
With the Prince Sports Report team this Saturday morning starting at 8 a.m. right here on FM Talk 106.5.
For more than a decade, Sit and Chew with Mike and Stu on FM Talk 106.5.
Hey, Michael.
Hey there.
You know, a lot of restaurants closed this week,
Yeah.
as they should have,
Right.
because of the inclement weather. And most people who have elitist jobs like yourself don't understand that when that happens, the restaurant employees just don't get paid.
Right.
There's no paid holidays in the restaurant industry. There's no sick leave at all. If you get sick and have to miss work, you're just out of money. Well, in this instance, there is relief.
Mm-hmm.
You do qualify for unemployment for the 2 or 3 days that your restaurant was closed.
Really?
Yes, because it was a weather closing. There was a state of emergency declared by the
That's
by
right.
the governor.
You're right.
So restaurant employees, go file for your unemployment to get back the lost wages. Servers, this is why you report your tips correctly, because if you get 60% of your tips cash and you're not reporting it, you ain't gonna get much of a check.
Yeah.
They don't go off of what you say you make. They go off of what you've been reporting that you make.
Absolutely. And plus it helps your credit report too, if you report your tips honestly,
Right.
you know, and they, you know, that reflects not only your credit report, but helps your credit
Now,
and to show more income.
Now, both of the presidential candidates in the fall said that they were going to put forth a law that made it so that tips are no longer taxable, which they should not be. It's unconstitutional to tax a tip.
It just didn't make
That's
sense.
like taxing the $20 bill that your grandmother puts
Well,
in a birthday.
One of
It's illegal.
the candidates recommended it first.
Yeah.
So then
But
the other
it
ones
doesn't
decided.
matter who recommended it first. Both of them
It's a
said
good
they were
idea.
gonna do it.
It's a good idea.
And then the
Good
next thing
idea.
is getting rid of the server.
Taxing the tip is a good idea.
No,
No,
not tax.
Oh, I was
Yeah.
gonna say, yeah,
Mhm.
I'm kind of like
Yeah.
Stu on that.
Yeah.
That's stupid.
Yeah.
and then the next order of business is to get rid of the server minimum wage. All occupations should have the same minimum wage,
What would you recommend that would be?
whatever it is for everybody else.
$15 an hour?
That's what the market bears up. $7.25 is what it is in Alabama. We're one of the few states that has it that ridiculously low. That's slave
crazy.
wage right
Yeah,
there.
that's.
That is slave wage. I have a proposal.
Okay.
15th for most people. Teenagers. You're always complaining. Nobody will give me a chance because I don't have any work experience. You pay them $5 an hour less
So $10
until you graduate.
$10 an hour.
That gives the business owner incentive to hire a young, inexperienced teenager,
Train them.
right? Train them, give them their chance without them having to pay the same money that they would for someone who actually has worked the job before.
That makes sense.
It gives them the incentive to hire the minors. And I want to tack something else onto it. You do not get a full minimum wage until you have a high school diploma or GED or turn 21. If you're 18, 19 years old and you haven't graduated yet, you're still working off a high schooler's wage till you're 21. Or get your GED.
That makes sense.
That way, it's an incentive for them to get their high school diploma or to. I'm a big advocate for it. If you're smart enough, don't do the 4 years of high school. When you're in 10th grade and you're legally old enough, get your GED, go to work. The only thing you're going to miss is some memories that you're going to forget in 10 years.
Well, our system is now, you can have folks who graduate early.
Right.
You know, I mean, there are those.
Yeah. As soon as you
smart
get your
people.
high school diploma or GED, you go on full minimum.
I went to school with this kid. He was a year younger than me. Year behind me. He graduated 2 years before I did.
Mensa.
He's just so intelligent.
Yeah.
He just kept skipping and skipping. And he was out of school 2 years for already going to school at a big school. I think it was MIT they recruited him.
Mm-hmm.
I briefly dated a girl at when I went to Belmont who was born in India, raised in Nigeria. She started Belmont, I think, in 96, graduated with her bachelor's in the summer of 97. 9 months later, had her master's degree.
Wow.
And 6 months later, had her PhD. She was like 24 and already practicing medicine.
Wow.
Last time I checked, she was the head of some hospital in St. Louis.
Good for her.
Yeah, she was brilliant too. She was really brilliant.
Well, they don't get tied down with all the stuff that a lot
And
of
played
teenagers
tennis, too.
do here.
Played tennis for the school too, so she's also a student athlete.
Yeah.
And where they maxed us out at Belmont, I think at 24 semester hours, she was doing like 36
Wow.
and had a perfect 4.0.
Well, there
Well,
are rare birds on
Yeah.
every occasion.
It's instilled in them, the Asians and
And the fact that we're not married shows you she was brilliant.
brilliant girl.
Brilliant.
I was gonna trying to think of a way to say that nicely, not insult you.
It's not. Honesty is never insulting. The only real truth is
Truth
brutal.
hurts. Truth
Yeah.
hurts.
This whole thing of,
And you only hurt
Isn't
the ones
there
you
a-
love, you know?
isn't there a tactful way you can tell them? No, not without lying.
Yeah, just kicking
The
the
only
can
truth
out.
is brutal truth.
Just kicking a can out.
And you only hurt the ones you love. So there you go.
I want to tell you, this week today happens to be National Peanut Butter Brittle Day.
Okay.
I'm not a fan of peanut butter brittle. Really,
Is that like peanut brittle?
peanut brittle? Yeah.
Yeah, which has no peanut butter in it at all.
But it could. You could dip it.
No, I don't think. Oh, you
So-
yeah.
But anyway,
And then
Peanut-
chocolate.
Peanut Brittle
And put
Day.
a fried egg on it. A grilled pie.
There you go. There you go. And some mushrooms. Anyway, but also this week is National meat week.
So you're saying put meat in the peanut brittle,
Why not? I'll put your brittle on it.
like the episode of Friends where Rachel was trying to help out for Thanksgiving and the cookbook stuck together, and she mixed shepherd's pie with a traditional English trifle. And Joey's sitting there eating, and they go, "You're eating that?" He goes, "What's not to like? Meat, good. Fruit, good."
Yeah. But what does using this kind of as a segue? The other night we went to Moyne's Chop House.
No.
We had been there. Me,
Right.
you and I and Roy had been there back in August for the media night,
Right.
and they blessed us with the opportunity to come back again,
Right.
and enjoy a night on them. And so
Mike Bailey ain't saying no to a free meal.
there is such a thing as a free meal.
Yeah.
But it happened to be Becky's birthday, and I said, what better time? And
Yeah.
so I took Becky to Moyne's for her birthday.
Lamont.
Lamont. And it's got an S on there, but apostrophe S on there. So anyway, we went, and I'm gonna tell you, folks, it's phenomenal.
Yeah.
It is. We have a lot of great restaurants in this town, but as far as in a hotel setting, like at the Admiral, it's just first class all the way. It's fine as it could be, and the service is impeccable.
In the next segment, we'll work through what you ordered.
Yeah, we're going to talk about it because I just jaw dropping. The food was so doggone good. It was so jaw dropping. Food was falling out of my mouth because I couldn't.
Yeah, his jaw kept dropping to stick some more steak in it.
So you had a bib, is what you're saying?
Yeah, and if you want to take your lady to Lamont for Valentine's Day, you're probably already too late to get a reservation.
Yeah, I bet.
But here's the other thing with that. Everybody on earth is trying to get a table for two on that same day.
Yeah.
It's perfectly okay to celebrate Valentine's Day on the 13th or the 15th.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be on this arbitrarily chosen date. There's no real significance to that day.
Yeah.
I mean, sure, it's his birthday, but is it?
Mhm.
I mean, it's not like we had actual good record keeping back.
Right. But you're right. But here's a great idea.
Cook. Yeah.
That to me, that shows more love than anything.
When
Cooking for someone.
when I was in a relationship, New Year's Eve was the big date night. New Year's Eve was the big date night.
Right.
Because ain't no chef cooking for my lady on Valentine's Day but me.
Yeah.
Simple as that. But
So
New Year's
Valentine's
Eve,
Day Eve is what you're saying to get down and do.
yeah, or do it the next day. And I believe Valentine's Day, is it a Saturday this year?
No, Friday, I saw.
Yeah, that's going to be ridiculous. You do not want to try and do Valentine's Day on a Friday. Yep, Friday night. Yeah. Hey, man, ain't nobody going to be there on Thursday. Go do it on Thursday.
Mm-hmm. Well, if I'm not mistaken, that's the first Mardi Gras parade too.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
So find a restaurant not in downtown Mobile.
Connie Cavaliers. And there's plenty of those. You got Applebee's.
Waffle House takes reservations on that.
Oh, they do it up. Waffle House does it up. They'll set you a table and decorate it for you and all that. But
I'll give you a recommendation to get out of the great area for Valentine's Day. Head up to Atmore and go to Gather.
there you go.
Oh my gosh, this is one of the best restaurants in the state.
Gavin's?
Gather,
Gather.
because we gathered together to eat.
Interesting.
Yeah.
251-343-0106. It's a call and text in line. Love to hear from you.
I just thought he was gonna start jamming there for a minute and not say anything.
Is Danny calling in?
No, last week.
Brain freeze this week.
I see you got your wedge.
Who placed themselves in the front
Becky
line
got
to make
that.
our community safe. For giving up time with your families, working in
Uh,
difficult
she
conditions.
got the wedge,
giving up
but
weekends,
I don't think I
holidays,
got
to
it.
serve and protect others. We remember
Truffle
it's
note.
the land of the
No.
free because of our
Truffle
rights.
note, we split that. I didn't really care. I didn't want any salad. I didn't go there to eat salad. I can make grilled Caesar.
But a wedge is a steakhouse salad.
Theirs is like little. Theirs look like a little head of lettuce. Like a whole head of lettuce. But it's a little small.
FM Talk 1065. FM Talk 1065, the Gulf Coast Weather Authority.
I don't know why
For
Roy
over
doesn't do
50
that.
years, Reddit Collision Pros has been a trusted name for all your auto body.
There's all those rednecks that say no blue cheese. Well, it's not a wedge salad without blue cheese.
Locations to better serve
You
you.
do it with ranch? No, you can't do a wedge salad with ranch
Visit
dressing.
Reddit Collision Pros in Acme, Mobile, and now in Robertsdale. Free same-day estimates with no appointment necessary.
Plus, on the iceberg,
Receive
he
a
has to
lifetime
shred it.
warranty. Reddit is approved by all insurance companies.
Plus a head of lettuce, heads of lettuce in a box, take
also
a
known
lot of
as the
space.
Court of Special Advocates in Mobile County, transforms the lives of children and youth
For a salad that
Child
nobody there is
welfare
cooking.
system. This local
I mean, they're all
nonprofit
90 years old or older
consistent,
that
caring
eat there.
volunteer trained to advocate
That
for
is
each
whole
child's best
clientele.
interest.
Only
Constantly
older
encouraging
clientele to that
volunteers
is
to reach their
crop
goal of
miners.
serving every abused and neglected child
Ain't
in
no
Mobile
one
County.
under 80
Someone
years
who will
old
address
is a
that
crop
child's
miner.
rights.
Really? I go in there.
Yeah.
Oh,
89 years old over here.
No, they got a lot of, there's a lot of young people.
I have never seen anyone
You
younger
don't
than
go in
60.
there.
I don't know when I worked out now, we used to go there. I would walk in. Jesus, 8 years younger than
Yeah,
anybody.
4 or 5 o'clock, they're that old. Later on, it gets a little younger.
You think it's because they didn't advertise or just because they just maintained the same?
No,
Some places they don't need to call. I'm sorry, Phil.
he had a brain fart.
Brain freeze. Some places just don't even need to advertise. They're gonna do business, period.
Well, I mean, it's like within radio, you know, you have a certain audience, pretty gross, top 40, for example. You can't just keep that same audience forever. You have to cultivate that new audience in.
Bring you in. And
Exactly.
I've seen bars go out of business like that because they didn't do anything to bring
Eventually,
in.
your audience dies off.
Yeah, I've seen bars that happen to bars because they wouldn't put any new beers in, and then all of a sudden all their clientele's dead.
If you're talking about it, they're not doing it. It should be market. We're talking about it. How unemployment has dropped. So if wages. It's talk. Southern style. On FM Talk 1065. They are the dynamic duo of dining.
Damn, Jimmy. Get a haircut.
343-0106.
I'm rebelling.
Hey, Mike,
Leave my hair alone.
where'd you eat?
Well, funny you should ask.
More importantly, what'd you eat?
I mentioned earlier, we had at Moyne Chop House. Just an absolute gorgeous, beautiful place. A friend of ours.
For people who don't know, it's inside the Admiral Hotel, which for the longest time was the Admiral Sims on Government
Yeah.
Street downtown.
And a friend of ours that we've done dinners for, his company painted the place. They did all the rooms, they did all the painting and all that. Just absolutely gorgeous what they've done to the Admiral. Have not seen any of the rooms, but I understand they're fabulous. And but we went and we had a glass of wine over in the living room, sat by the gold piano.
Peter.
And actually a gentleman came in later and started playing. He played till 11 o'clock. But we played over there by where Jimmy Buffett, credits to where he got his start at, in Admiral's Corner, when it was Admiral's Corner. When he was a teenager, he used to play in that corner there. And I wish they would put a plaque or something and, mentioning that. And I'm sure he wouldn't have minded. It's in his book, Sailor Looks at 40. So crediting that. But anyway, we went in, we sat down, we ordered a bottle of wine. And first thing we started out with was appetizer. We got the truffle nachi. Gnocchi, I'm sorry. Yes, I call it nachi. Yeah, gnocchi. Yeah. It has 2 C's there, so it is gnocchi. Yeah. So.
Yeah. And for people who don't, gnocchi is a pasta that is made with potatoes.
Mm-hmm.
The mashed potatoes are mixed into it. They're roughly the size of the first knuckle of your thumb up to the tip.
Mm-hmm.
Very labor intensive. You usually just make a real long rope go through, break them apart, and then there's this technique where you like push down with 2 fingers or something, and that shapes it.
Yeah.
And it takes years or a lot of trial and error and muscle memory to get that motion down, to get the milk here. But what you end up with is a very light dumpling, basically.
I can't see. What's that say there? I folded it right on the word. The cream. I could tell the cream.
La creme.
A creme fraiche. Looks like creme fraiche.
Well,
Creme fraiche, chai, and black truffle.
let me tell you what. They could have left the dumplings out, the noodles out, and just brought us some toasted bread. And
Well, you had bread.
just sit there and dip it.
Pasta is bread.
Well, I know,
Yeah.
but
It's just
it's
mold
like
instead of baked. Yeah.
that sauce in the bottom was unbelievable. Good. I could have.
Well,
made
I
it
saw
go
the shaved truffle on top.
Right.
This wasn't truffle like when I do it,
Mhm.
where I use truffle infused oil to get the flavor
Mhm.
because it's 1/1000th of the price. This was shaved black truffle across
Yeah.
the top. You can
Yeah.
see it.
I did not get a salad. I thought I was torn. I thought about getting a lobster bisque, but Becky got the PDL wedge, and it was beautiful. It's like too pretty to cut into to even eat.
So just eat it all in one bite.
Something like that.
Use a straw.
Yeah, in the bottom, the sauce at the bottom. But so we come around to time to order the food, and
The meat.
the
The meat of the matter.
That's it. The meat of the matter. Get around the meat of the matter. I had the 12-ounce filet mignon from Mason Hill Farms.
Yeah, most of their steaks are Mason Hill Farms except for the Wagyu.
Our
Which
buddy,
comes from Japan.
our buddy Joey Mason Hill Farms.
Great steaks.
Oh, great stuff. And he's got a store. You can go to Mason Hill Farm. He has a store on property, and you got to drive down a long dirt road to get to it. But it's a cool store, and it's really nice store. And he just opened a new place over in Mississippi.
Yeah, Ocean Springs.
Yeah, Ocean Springs, and you can go over there and get your stuff as well. But Joey's super guy, raises great cattle. You can see the cattle when you drive to the store.
Yeah, and that's the thing with this Mason Hill steaks that they're serving in Moyne. That cattle spent its entire life in Mobile County.
Eating that grass out there in that field.
Grand Bay grass.
But I got the 12-ounce filet, and Becky got the 75-day dry aged Delmonico.
I've had I think 40 days is probably the longest I've had.
I didn't know you could go that many days.
I think go 120.
That's an 18-ounce steak.
That's big.
That's not when it started.
Yeah. Now,
See, since it's dry aged, it probably started around 24, 26 ounces.
Wow.
And what you're doing with the dry age process is you're getting rid of the water.
Mhm.
That's it. You're letting it evaporate in a low humidity setting. Usually there's a Himalayan salt block in there that works as a preservative, helps keep the air dry. And you're basically letting the water evaporate, leaving just the steak.
Yeah. Wow.
18 ounces. That's huge.
Pretty big. It was.
Did you get a taste of it?
Yeah, I took a couple bites, and then she finished it off last night. It was
I was going to say, that's a
so
big
much.
city.
It was big. I said, well, you get 2 meals out of that. But we had add-ons, and of course, I got the foie gras.
Yeah, this is point out, this is a real steakhouse, which means the steak comes with a fork and knife.
Yeah.
That's it. That's what a steakhouse sells.
Right.
Steak. If you want sides, they're extra.
No A1.
Oh.
That's apple.
Well, let's go back to your filet mignon.
Yeah.
It came with a sauce, I'm guessing. A béarnaise or what does it say?
I put the foie gras sauce on it. I think it is.
Okay, so it didn't come with like a sauce later across the top, because filet it's very customary to serve a sauce with, because the lack of fat means that it usually needs a sauce.
Yeah,
Some kind of fat to spread the flavor.
It was so tender.
Yeah.
Well, I put the foie gras butter on it. Well, actually, the butter was on the side.
Yeah, but yeah, that's fine right there. You still had your fat, so it was a foie gras infused butter.
Yeah.
Essentially. Okay, compound butter with foie gras.
And then she had the maitre d' sauce.
In the U.S., it's usually duck liver.
Duck, okay.
It can be duck or goose. It's a pate made from fat.
Yeah.
ducks.
Mm.
If you've ever seen it, PETA will tell you, oh, it's horrible. They force feed the ducks. Well, they don't really force feed them. The ducks are so happy. They go running towards the machine.
Mhm.
So I wouldn't call it force feeding.
Wow.
Yeah. They just feed them a lot.
Yeah.
She put the maitre d' butter on hers.
Maitre d' Hotel, which is the classic
Mhm.
butter topping. It's usually butter whipped with parsley flakes,
Mhm.
finely diced parsley, maybe a little garlic in it.
Yeah, she put
I'm
that
getting a
on.
nice mental picture and all this. It's beautiful.
Yeah, so the butter was on the side in a little dish, and she just put it on there. I dip mine. Believe it or not, I cut a piece of steak and I dip it. I'm a dipper. I like to dip.
Yeah.
So,
You can see the circles on his back pocket of his blue jeans where he forgot to take his skull out before he washed it.
But
and then I had we got the crispy Brussels sprouts. They were absolutely.
So they were fried, I'm guessing.
They were a lot. There was
Or
enough for 2 people. And we still took some home. And then the truffle fritters. And,
Oh, what was that? I mean, clearly it's a fritter.
It's
that had
French
the fry-
fries. It was basically French fries.
Oh, really?
They
So
have
it's like a
French
pommes
fries.
frites? Interesting.
That's
Oh, it's truffle frites.
frites.
Yeah, frites. The real name of French fries is pommes frites, which means fried potatoes. In French, they're not from France, they're from Belgium, which is also a French-speaking country. It's on the northeast corner of France. I think it borders on either Austria or Germany.
frites.
Yeah, but that's where what we call French fries comes from. Pommes frites, and the correct condiment is mayonnaise.
Really?
Yes, not
Is
ketchup.
that FRITES or FRITS?
FRITES.
Well, I know a lot of people.
Oh,
I know a lot of people who eat their, the fry, just regular fries with mayonnaise.
You know what
A
I eat
lot of
mine
people.
with? Usually nothing.
I do too. That's
Because I
salt.
like the taste of potato.
I like garlic.
I only get ketchup into the action if they're cold and it's slightly.
I like sweet and sour sauce. How's that? That's just strange.
There you go.
It's good.
Well, that's what tomatoes ketchup is. It's a
Yeah.
sweet and sour sauce. It's just a tomato base instead of fruit based. Steak frites, and they have that on the menu, didn't they?
Which is like a cut of. It's just a
It's
long
steak
cut.
over French fries.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's what they
they're-
do.
Yeah, they did a hanger steak, a basic hanger steak.
That's what they do. That's what they do in the kitchen on Main. Is they do the ribeye on top of the fries.
Yeah, which is that presentation is called steak frites.
the fries.
Nah.
Unbelievable. They're addictive.
Was it
At Kitchen
pretty
on,
healthy
at Kitchen
serving?
on Main, they were like, yeah, it's a big serving. We sat there and ordered that and then ordered a side of fries and we're like, we got fries coming out our ears.
I'm looking at their dessert menu and I know where I'd go. I'm already, first thing on the menu, I'm good.
What,
look-
at Le Mans?
The creme brulee.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, man. Speaking of addictive, it's just,
Read the other items.
you got double chocolate bar,
I
Which
got
we've had
that.
that,
I got
yes.
that.
Satsuma dreamsicle, the
Ooh.
opera cake, which is a Jaconde cake,
I'd have to see it.
caramel buttercream, Verhona chocolate, Grand Marnier, and orange.
Grand Marnier.
Marnier.
It's an orange flavored liqueur.
Okay, and then you got the artisanal cheese plate. So
Mhm.
3 cheeses.
Yeah, but for people who don't know, chocolate, dark chocolate, and orange chemically are a brilliant pairing. There are little things going on chemically that make them pair well. And another combination like that in the food world is blueberry and lemon.
Really?
Yeah, there
Blueberry
are
and lemon.
certain food combinations, and another one I would bring up is blue cheese and buffalo sauce.
Yes.
That's why you're not
Yeah.
eating buffalo wings if you're eating ranch dressing. You're just
Yeah.
eating hot wings.
Yeah.
The blue cheese combined with the hot sauce creates a brand new flavor that supersedes what either one of them are capable of. There's a give and take with it where the hot sauce cuts the pungency of the blue cheese. The blue cheese, because it's dairy, cuts the heat of the buffalo sauce, and you get the best of both worlds.
So I say a nice little cut between a compromise of the contrast. Yeah.
And chocolate and orange. Orange is the best fruit to pair with chocolate.
Chocolate and jalapeno. They
Yeah.
put jalapeno in
Cayenne.
chocolate. Cayenne. You know,
Oh
but-
yeah, Cayenne makes a great chocolate bar.
Wow.
And then red sparkling or red wine, Cabernet or Merlot, hearty Cabernet or Merlot with chocolate. Perfect.
Give the phone number, Mike.
251-343-0106 is the number to call or text us at.
And tell us we're wrong.
Oh, yeah, bring up the Firehouse Wine Bar too. We'll get there.
There you go.
But I used to sit in there. I'll tell you when we get back on there.
Look at these quad wood wins in the SEC. Alabama was impressive 5-3. Tennessee impressive 5-3. Kentucky 6-5. Auburn sitting
Yeah, I like how they put
11-1.
libations on the dessert menu as well. Shakerado, espresso half and half brown sugar, espresso martini, and the parrot.
Your home to a foster child today. For more information, visit www.dhr.alabama.gov or call 1-866-488-0806.
Knew they existed. I've heard of them.
Brought to you by the Alabama Department
I
of
They
didn't
opened
know
in
they were
August.
located.
Opened in August.
Association and this station.
The many times that I'd been in the Admiral before, and I would look at whatever their, main restaurant was,
Huh.
the menu looked like it could be anywhere in America.
Wow.
Nova Scotia salmon, filet mignon. There's nothing that ever indicated you were on the Gulf Coast.
Except for the big shrimp, they said the big long, something about the big shrimp.
I think too, celebrate Mobile food. What is Mobile food?
Seafood, naturally.
Yeah.
They got
Cajun
Sonic
Creole influence.
mac and
African-
cheese.
Yeah, that's pretty good. We had it.
What is a foraged mushroom as opposed to just
Means they didn't get it from a farm. Somebody went out in the woods and picked it themselves.
That's a skill.
They trespass.
Oh, not necessarily.
grilled asparagus, cream spinach, homemade puree?
Whole beer, mashed potatoes.
That's what?
Mashed potatoes.
Palm
mashed-
puree?
Yeah. Homemade, Pomme is potato, puree is mash. basically.
Oh, okay. Mashed potatoes.
Yeah. They're really good. We had those too. Very creamy. Ain't got no skins on them though, which is why it's called puree instead of like a rustic mashed potato. I don't ever peel the potatoes. I don't see why anyone would ever do that. The only nutritional value of potatoes is the peel.
So did you do the public or the private dining?
Main dining room.
Main dining room. Oh,
Yes, I'll join you.
You know,
Yeah,
I mentioned about,
yeah. I'm just agreeing with you. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
Okay. I mentioned about pairing chocolate with wine.
Right.
I used to sit in the Firehouse Wine Bar with Hershey's dark chocolate candy bars
That was such a great place, man. I wish we had it back.
and a big hearty Merlot out of Washington State and a big cab out of California. But funny you should say that
Oh, really?
because that's where we went afterwards.
But it's closed, Mike.
No, sir, you got it wrong. They have reopened
What?
and they are alive and kicking again. Margot and Andre have got the place open, got a great staff on board, super nice ladies.
where is this at?
Firehouse Wine Bar on St. Francis Street. It's
Guess
between,
what? Used to be a firehouse.
Yeah.
yeah. They still got the pole, but they did away with that retail part. They got a small little retail part and they put booths there. And, but it's, they've done a great job with it. And, the staff is well trained and super nice, friendly ladies, and they know their stuff. They have a manager who really knows her stuff, and Emmy is her name, I believe, and she is a really super young lady. Great wine selection. It's probably one of the better wine selections I've seen in a while. any kind of wine bar or place like that. But anyway, I recommend
Called
getting back.
Firehouse?
It's called Firehouse Wine Bar.
Firehouse Wine Bar.
And it's on St. Francis, and it's kind of like between Benton Square and Bob's Downtown Diner.
Okay.
Uh,
I know where you're at, yeah.
it was open there for years, and then COVID kind of came along, and they shut it down for a little while, and then now they're reopened.
Yeah, see that going stir crazy. They opened it 2 today, and we're excited to show us everything we have.
But I used to love to go there on Sunday afternoons and meet friends there, and just a good afternoon, and hopefully they'll put their seating out front again soon, and when the weather gets great. So get by there, man. Oh, they have liquor. They didn't used to have liquor. They used to only be wine and beer. Now they have a full bar.
Oh my goodness.
So that's awesome.
Oh, that's the old Mobile Hook and Ladder Company. That's what they, okay, so when you see
Yeah.
the Firehouse, it's right there, it says the Mobile Hook and Ladder Company.
I believe it used to be a horse-strong
Yeah. The
firehouse.
stable driven.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Back in the day.
Back in the day.
Back at just
Micro
years ago.
diggers.
Back
I remember like it was just yesterday. But anyway, it's a great addition back to have them over.
Now, is that upstairs and downstairs or just downstairs?
Just downstairs. Also, I'd like to mention that Cotton State Barbecue has moved.
Yeah, I saw that.
They have moved now facing Bivell Square.
Yeah, so about a block over from where they were.
A couple blocks, yeah. And but they are right there on one of the corners of Bivell Square, and I know it's the RSA building, but I call it the old First National Bank building because
I remember it was Merchants National Bank.
Merchants was the red building.
I thought it was the
No,
big
Merchants was the red building with the copper point. That was Merchants that later turned into First Alabama. This was the old First National Bank building is what it was originally was. Then it turned into AmSouth, and then it turned into Trustmark and whatever it is now, but RSA owns it. It's the building that they do the moon pie drop.
That's where Dolphins is.
Yeah, and Los Fluids. Try to go there, but we're old. It's
Yeah.
It's 9:30, 9 o'clock. We were going.
Yeah.
And we weren't certain about.
Did you see the pictures that Dolphins posted of their view of the snow in downtown Mobile?
I can't remember, but I remember somebody did a drone flying around Bivell
that's
Square and downtown. That was awesome.
Yes, there was people snow skiing. They were pulling them behind.
No, Dolphin Street.
Yeah, on Dolphin Street. By the way, we had a text. I think we got a caller coming in. They said, "What steakhouse have you all been talking about this morning?" And that was Lemoyne's.
Lemoyne's Chop House inside the Admiral Hotel.
Yeah, they said thanks for the info sheet. They've learned quite a few things that they didn't know before today. Good show, guys.
Yay.
Thank you. That's what we're here for. I think I want this pork belly. I'm going to go back and get this pork belly confit.
If you've ever wanted to try Wagyu beef, the most expensive beef in the world.
That's the most tender, isn't it?
There's a whole lot that goes into it. The breed itself is very fatty naturally and very tender, and then they do things to it, like a diet of oatmeal and beer and a massage every day.
Oh, wow. Pampered beef.
A steak like the one Mike got of Wagyu would probably be $400 or $500. But you could get it $25 an ounce at Lemoyne's, where they cook it on a salt block. And honestly, that's all you really need. But you remember we tried it. This steak hits your tongue and dissolves like butter.
Wow.
I mean, it literally is like butter. It is so fatty.
Delicious.
It's pink. It is not red. It is pink when it's raw. There's so much fat content, which is not healthy to eat. But I mean, that's a splurge meal.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, for many people, that's a once in a lifetime. Oh, how much time do we have?
A minute or so.
Okay, well, she can make it quick. Let's
Hey,
go.
Cookie, good morning.
Happy snow day.
Post of it.
Happy birthday to me, man. I'm about to be an officially old lady. Okay?
Oh, no.
Happy birthday.
I'm loving every minute of it, okay? But my question, I'm going to be fast because y'all are slow. Okay. are you talking about the place that used to be the Firehouse Theater?
No, I don't think so. I'm not sure.
It's way too small to have been any kind of
It's
deal.
too big. It's too small.
It was very small, and it had originally been a firehouse.
It may have been. It could very well have been. All I know is that it has
Y'all
a
are too slow. I love you. Talk to you later. Bye.
happy birthday. Well,
I'm looking it up.
okay. Margot, we'll get Margot or Andre on one day. Andre's from South Africa, and I love to hear him talk. He don't talk like us, but they're a great couple. And Andre was talking the other night about he used to love to. They used to walk on the snow on the beach in New York City because he had an apartment on the beach, and they would walk on the snow. I have a lot of friends that have moved to Gulf Shores, and I'm sure they got out there and walked on the snowy beach. It was really made that sand, that white sand, look normal clay. It's so white. It was just a beautiful winter wonderland, all the way from New Orleans to here to Pensacola.
Yeah.
And all other points, and just
7.5 inches. That's the most of
That's
either
on
of our
North
life.
Dearborn. That's
okay.
on the theater was on North Dearborn.
Okay.
So
That's a ways.
I saw a
Several
video
blocks.
on Seaside during the snow,
Oh wow.
and they got all the little
Cool
they,
town.
yeah, they have all the little food trucks out there, and they're actually Airstreams, miniature Airstreams.
Yeah.
And they're so cool. And it was snowing, and somebody took a great video of that. It's just, we live in a beautiful place on the earth, and like it is, and then have the snow dump on us like that.
Oh yeah. My neighborhood's gorgeous because I live in the country, y'all. Straight up
You
country.
live in the sticks, that's for sure.
And it was, and I did not mind not having to drive for 3 days at all.
Neither of that. But I got a little stir crazy. Folks, get out there, support local, be local, buy local.
Think local.
These restaurants, locally owned businesses, really need your support right now because they were closed for several days. So get out there to support them.
I like your tip earlier about the unemployment. That's a smart idea. I
Yeah.
didn't even think about that at all.
So absolutely, go out there and do
And
that.
that extends to all service industry too.
Yeah. All right. And if nothing else, above all else,
Provolone.
I was going to tell you, I wrote that in that book. They bring your receipt out in a book, like on a certain page.
Like roosters.
And then you open it up, and they want you to sign. They got a pen. They want you to sign the book.
Oh wow.
So I'll show you. Becky signed it, and I wrote at the bottom about Anthony Bourdain. I said, Anthony Bourdain was approved. So here it is. So Anthony Bourdain would have loved this place, Provolone, Sipping Cheap, and then say. I thought it was pretty good.
You put your lipstick on it.
That was Becky's. That's her signature.
Well, that just looks more like your color.
Well, they did. What was the haunted? Is it the haunted bookstore? They moved it. When it was originally there. And they had old books with the original author's signature in the front of the back one too. And they would,